Good day, everybody, and happy Thursday. And here's your one a day. So, implants are foreign bodies of destruction. Now, remember the $1 Million Man and the Bionic Woman? Well, isn't it something how they always bring out movies or TV series to prepare you for what's coming in the future? Now, some things are amazing, but other things can be downright deadly. Okay, we have come to accept the idea that we will get dental implants, we'll get knee implants, hip implants, okay, spinal implants. Well, also, what will we do? We will actually pick therapies that measure the programs that are in our mind. Okay, I would never pick a hate program. And if you think that most of the systems and programs out there are based in love, well, you got another thing coming. And you better get that. You better wake the heck up. If you don't care about yourself, I dig it, okay? You've been taught to beat yourself up, talk bad about yourself, all right? Never get enough love. You can't fill your own heart up. But please, don't poison your children. Don't poison your family, all right? Look it. Here we go. Implants are foreign bodies of destruction. Now, why in the world would we ever accept to put a foreign body in this beautiful body of ours, okay? All right, well, I'll tell you what. The first and number one implant that we get is the biggest pile of BS, and it's inside your head, okay? And it's called your subconscious, because until you create every program in total self-love, okay, all right, and it's created by you, and it feels so dang good, then you better get those beliefs out of your head. Anyone that's going to opt to put implants in their body is not awake. They're asleep. Oh, they're even more than asleep. They are a walking zombie. They're not even thinking, okay? Understand something, all right? A busy mind doesn't mean it's a thinking mind, okay? Let's talk about this. The second worst implant, okay, it comes from who? It comes from doctors and dentists. They don't just implant foreign bodies into you, they implant BS into you, which is dysfunctional belief systems. You know what? There's the pile of BS that's in the media, okay, in the dental system, in the medical system, and almost in every system, even in healthcare, natural healthcare, can sometimes choke me, okay? All right, so let's understand that. But first, let's talk about dentists, okay? The Dental Association, okay? Are they an association or are they a corporation, all right? Let me tell you something. Why would any association that is playing with someone's mouth put fluoride in your mouth when we know that fluoride is a cancer-causing agent? That fluoride actually destroys the pineal gland. That fluoride actually causes inflammation and dysfunction in the brain. And you're going to send your kids, okay, to get their teeth cleaned and get fluoride put in their mouth every time and not question this. You're not going to question these terrorists. Oh my gosh, you know what? I really, let me see. I can't be disappointed by human beings because I have no expectations of them anymore. You have to understand that. And God love them. I love them all. But they are so programmed, and media and corporations have learned how to program you, and that's the way it's going to be, and that's the way it's going to stay. All right? But I am not going to play. All right? So now we got the fluoride going into our children's mouths and our mouths. Then we've got silver amalgams that are 50% mercury. Did you get that? And mercury is one of the main poisons that is causing brain dysfunction, nervous system disorders, Parkinson's, MS. Do I need to keep going? How about this? How about causing breast cancer? How about causing sore throats? How about causing decalcification of your teeth? How about causing decalcification of your jaw? All right? They're not silver amalgams. They're mercury, okay? And they're poisonous, and it should be illegal. All right? But you can talk to at least 50% or more of dentists, and they're all behind this. Rah, 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 rah. Let me tell you something, okay? The first thing you better stop doing is, when it comes to doctors, is have high expectations for them that they're going to heal you, because that's the biggest fallacy going, okay? So those are the amalgams. What about the dental implants, okay? And then they say they're going to use titanium. Oh, that's such a magical word, isn't it? Let me tell you a story. This happened just yesterday. So I'm not making this stuff up. And guess what? Don't ask yourself why your family's in chaos, your family's in pain, okay? Because you won't take a stand. Oh no, we wouldn't want to open up our mouth. I'm scared of my government, I'm scared of corporations, and I'm scared of everything else. Well, I'm not scared of anything, and I'm going to hold the line for every one of my patients and every one of my clients, okay? Because that's what it's called. It's called client care. But understand something. So this beautiful girl comes in. She's in her 20s, all right? And so she's got a dental implant. It's titanium. And what did he do? He put the implant right up to here, okay? So she's discussing with me, and I'm trying to figure things out. She's got a hole from this nostril to this nostril in her sinus. It's completely eaten away. And I'm thinking, wow, did she snort cocaine, you know? And she's actually a friend of my daughter's, and I'm thinking, wow, is this girl a cocaine addict, or what's going on here? You know, and I'm starting to think bad things, and I don't know here. And I'm trying to give her help, and I'm showing her how we can maybe heal this. But her sinus problem is terrible. Her lymph nodes in her throat are continually a mess. And she's on a completely 100% organic diet. And she totally looks after herself, and she comes in and gets deep tissue on her jaw and on her parasympathetic, which is her vagus nerve, and her neck. And I'm going, there's something here. What is it, Daryl? What are you missing? She's got an implant, and it comes up this high, up through. Guess what? Then guess what? She was in so much sinus pain and so many problems that she went to the dentist about it, and he sent her to a doctor, and they put her on corticosteroids. And so then she was inhaling these, and it ate away her nose inside. So now she's got a hole, and she has all this mucus continually, sounds just all this snot coming out of her. How would you like to live like that? I said, look, sweetheart, I'm going to say this, and I repeated myself 4 or 5 times. I'm not making this up, because I had to, because you got to get it into their head, because the tooth is right here, and that means she doesn't want to have a gap, but she can go and get a little plate, okay? But here's the deal. I said, you don't get that tooth out, you're going to have more than those sinus problems. I said, everybody reacts differently. Some people can actually get an implant, and they're not going to feel anything. Guess what? It doesn't mean it's not killing you, because it is. Look out for Alzheimer's. Look out for a tumor. And guess what? Even because of that implant, you could have a bloody tumor down in your pelvis because of that implant. Because the weakest link is where all these toxins go. Because I told you yesterday that heavy metal poisoning, okay, goes to where? Not fat tissue first. It goes to scar tissue, and it goes in there. And where the scar tissue is, and that scar tissue mutates, and that, well, you know the rest of the story. So I said, and I repeated myself 4 or 5 times, and I said, you get that out. And then she'd look at me, you get that out. And I said, no, I'm going to tell you one more time, you need to get that out. I'm not talking to her heart that loves her. I'm talking to her subconscious that was programmed. And then she starts crying, and she says, you know what? Oh my God, you're right. It all adds up. I got this 5 years ago, and from the time I got this, I've had all this sinus problems, I've had these earaches, and I've got all this pain, and I'm also really emotional, and I've been that way for 5 years. I've even been depressed. And I go, you get that thing pulled out. You get a proper biological dentist to do it, and then we'll get you in a detox program. She goes, oh my God, I've been detoxing like crazy for 5 years, doing everything. And I said, well, you'd probably be dead right now if you weren't doing it. Yeah, but I'm just young. And I go, yeah, well, every foreign body that you put in your body is, okay, a terrorist. All right? So when the world is accepting all these foreign bodies, you know what? We've just lost it. We've lost it. And all we're doing is making money for these corporations like the dentists and the doctors and the corporations that are making all these implants, okay? And guess what? Everybody that has an implant is going to be owned, ruled, schooled by what? The medical system, because you're going to be in pain all the time, so you'll need pharmaceuticals, and you're going to need tons of surgeries. So just get ready to be sold off by the pound. And that is God's truth. All right. And remember, I'm doing my live Facebook Q&A tomorrow at 10 a.m. Just write your questions down below. And I'm okay with this. You can challenge me, because it's like this. Some of you are going, oh, he's got a big mouth. Well, yeah, somebody needs a bit of a big mouth. At least I'm telling the truth. And I don't mind being challenged on this. Just because nobody's talking about it doesn't make it not true. Okay? Take a look at your family. Look what's going on. God created us, for God's sakes. We should be, we're self-healing mechanisms. We should be just fine and dandy, okay? All right, so now let's keep moving on. So let's talk about this. When you get a root canal, okay, or when you get an implant, you can see that 70% of the women that have breast cancer, you'll find on the same side that they have breast cancer, guess what? Guess what? They've got an implant or they've got a root canal. Root canals, no. Implants, no. I'm sorry. Figure this out, okay? You're just gonna end up spending tons of money on health products and getting your diet better. That's all good, but you can't come up against heavy metal poisoning, okay? Even if you take humic and fulvic, all right, and you're detoxing every day, doing structured water, doing the perfect day diet and doing fastings, it's all gonna help. But try to keep up with this mad terrorist, you're not going to. And that's the God's truth, okay? So, you know, from an implant or from a root canal or from silver amalgams, get ready to have your jaw eaten away because that creates an acidic situation. Get ready to have your enamel eaten away. Oh, and guess what? You want to believe this or not believe this? You're going to find that, well, you know, this is called the hate and anger point when you don't speak or anything. But between hate and anger and being frustrated all the time, you get pain in here. But if you've got like a dental implant, you've got root canals, you've got tons of silver amalgams, expect to lose your hearing. Did you ever notice that people are losing their hearing a lot? Well, guess what? That's from the adhesions caused from the inflammation, caused from the infection, and it's wrapping around your inner ear, and you're gonna go, he's full of BS, dysfunctional belief systems. No, I'm not. Because we have a money-back guarantee that if we do deep tissue around here, we're gonna bring your hearing back. And if you go on the perfect day in fasting, we're gonna bring your hearing back. Did you get what I just said? Whether it's your eyesight or whether it's your hearing, whether it's your smelling, okay, whether it's your talking. What do you think? God creates dysfunctional things? No, no. Man-made rules destroy us. That's the end of it. So you need to really get this, okay? Now, where are your migraines coming from? Where's your neck problems coming from? Where's your throat problems coming from? How many silver amalgams? How many implants? How many root canals? Okay, the fluoride. Guys, and don't use fluoride toothpaste. Don't you think so? I use Bonners when I'm on the road, and I get a natural one made when I'm at home, but I'll use Bonners. Check that out, okay? Next thing, okay, I want to talk about, and that is autoimmune diseases. Well, you're going to get every autoimmune disease in the book, whatever you put in your mouth, okay? Because it is a reflex and it stimulates all over the body. Every tooth, okay, goes and it stimulates a certain part of the body. That's right, okay? It's just like reflexology where the points will end in the feet and you can work on those parts of the feet and you can stimulate the rest of the body, okay? So let's keep going. So even though you might just have something going on in your mouth, all right, all of those things I said, it could actually cause a cyst on your ovary. Hello. Okay, good. All right, so now, what else does it cause? Well, it causes the adhesions, like I said, all around the jaw, in your sinuses. Now I've got sinus problems. I can't figure it out. Well, if you do dairy, you're going to have them. Gluten, you're going to have them. If you do a lot of sugar, you're going to have them. But understand, all this crap that they put in your mouth, you're going to have sinus problems, eye problems, hearing problems like we just talked about, okay? So let's move on, okay? All right, so let's talk about doctors. All right, so here's the deal. There is nobody better to go to than doctors for 911 emergency. You get into a car accident, you get into an acute emergency, they're lifesavers. End of story. Couldn't live without them. All right. But if you go to doctors and use them as your daily care, well, then you are going to become a 911 emergency all the time. Hey, did you ever notice something? The more often you visit a doctor and the more tests you get, the more drugs you're on and the more surgery you have. Do the math. Do the math. And honestly, challenge me. 9 out of 10 people that go see doctors don't get better, they get worse. That's not true. My brother's not in pain anymore. Yeah, but he's a zombie. He's on all these drugs. Is he himself? Does he have his spirit? Or is he a zombie? Well, yeah, but hello. So understand something. People do not get better on drugs. They don't. Prescription drugs. They don't get better on prescription drugs. We know that. Okay? So let's talk about doctors. All right. So if you go to a doctor, it's because it's emergency care. And you're going to need to go to a doctor all the time when you do not learn that self-love is the only love and self-care is the only healthcare. Okay, so let's talk about some things here. Let's talk about a two-year-old child that flew over from England, because we have people coming to us. They stay here at our Oasis condo, and they come for personal treatment and trainings. Okay, so she's 2 years old and she's got scoliosis. She's like a little C. Okay, beautiful little girl, beautiful little girl. Her spine is like a C. All right, so her mother and father were told that she was going to have to wear this device, that they were going to make the shape of her body to stop the C from growing even more, and then she'd be in a harness. Are we like local here? We're local, right? So anyways, they were East Indian, and what we did was we got them on the perfect day diet, and actually we started even intermittent fasting with the little girl, 2 years old. You're not going to do whole day fastings, but we did that. They didn't know anything about that, didn't know about the structured water. I won't go into all the other details. So anyways, what we did was we taught the mother and the father how to do deep tissue on the little girl's spine. Did you get that? Okay. We taught them how to do Wolfe Non-Surgical, and we taught them how to pat the spine. Pat the spine. Okay. Why are you patting the spine? And there's a certain technique we teach, and it excites stem cells. It excites to go in and get rid of old scar tissue. That's right. That's right. You know, there's a certain technique we use with women with breast cancer, and I teach them how to do it to pat their breasts. Most women don't want to touch it. It hurts so much. But even if you start loving it, I love you, breast, I love you, breast, and then you start tapping so lightly, you're not causing any pain. You'll find out within weeks, even if you've got a tumor, you're able to go harder on the breast, and you're actually stimulating the breast to heal. Oh no, God, for God's sakes, don't touch that thing. It's ours. We own it. You're coming to us, right? Well, you own it, right? We own it. You don't own yourself anymore. We're such a ridiculous society. I don't even know what's going to happen here in the next 10 years, but it'll be fun to find out, won't it? Because it's just an adventure. Yeah, but that adventure better not end up being a hell for you and your family, because you won't be prepared for it. Okay? So anyway, so let's talk about so we taught them, and guess what? So that C is now something like this, okay? The little girl is almost 4 years old now, and they've straightened it out themselves. Oh, isn't that amazing? Get rid of the inflammation, you get rid of the contraction. Get rid of the adhesions, you get rid of the contraction. Are you with me yet, everybody? Are you getting this, everybody? Okay, so now a 16-year-old girl, California, she jumps horses. She's also number 2 in California, and I think she might be even way bigger right now on jumping horses. So she has a champion jumping horse. Mother calls me, says, hey, my daughter, she's 16, they want to put an 8-inch rod into her lumbar area, going up into her thoracic area, and what am I going to do? I said, just bring her here, we'll straighten it out, and that'll be that. She hung up on me. Didn't believe me. This is a true story. I hope it is. Well, it is. Of course it is. I always say that because people go, no. But just because it's new doesn't make it not true. Just because people aren't doing it doesn't mean it's not done. So anyways, she basically hung up on me, but then she called a week back later. They came, and guess what? You can see these pictures. We have these pictures. They're on my slideshow, and they're even up on my website. And you can see the first treatment we did with her. We got rid of 60 to 70% of the scoliosis. Yeah, you heard what I said. And then we taught the mother how to go in there. So now guess what? Instead of getting an 8-inch rod in a 16-year-old girl to then cripple her for the rest of her life, and she can't do her passion and love anymore because somebody decided they needed to make some extra money off of her, that's not going to happen. How do you like that one? Okay, so let's keep going. So now let's talk about a lady that's 57 years old, and she loves to bike, but she can't bike anymore because she went and got 3 screws and a plate in her ankle. So anyways, so she's in pain. She called me up, and I said, well, we can take care of that. We can take care of that. She lives locally. She didn't come in. We can take care of that. We can take care of that. See her maybe about 2.5 months later. And she comes in to get some product from us. And I said, how's that ankle? She goes, oh my God, it's still bothering me. I said, okay, I've had enough. You don't want to spend any money on yourself? That's fine. I'm just going to fix it for you. So here, lay down on the massage table. Do it now. You know, people really have a hard time loving themselves, and pain is a measurement of love. You know, family means love, but what kind of love is that? Okay. Anyways, you can believe it. Again, or not believe it, it took me 5, maybe 8 minutes, and I actually broke the scar tissue around the screw and the crystallization in the calcium. I broke it down and moved it out. She was able to move her foot right around. How do you like that? Pain was all gone. Okay, so now she comes in and she gets it tweaked. about every probably 3 to 6 months, depending on how much riding, how much cross-country skiing she does. So I need you to understand this. I'm not telling you to come to me. I'm telling you to take massive personal action. That's the only way it's going to happen. Somebody better be the hero in your family. Okay, so now let's keep moving on. So now I have a 57-year-old woman, and she was just here a few months ago. So guess what happened to her? Oh, you're going to love this one. When they did her hip replacement, they made it about 1 inch too low. Did you hear what I said? So now she's just right off. And guess what? She's tried everything. The medical system won't go in there and help her. They're denying it. They're denying it upside down. And okay, and it's a titanium hip replacement, so it's causing no toxicity. This woman lives in pain and severe hell every day. Okay? And she's become neurotic and psychotic, and they keep on putting her on drugs just to shut her the hell up. How's that working for her? Not. So when she finally figured out after she came here that it was 1 inch too low, because I looked at her x-rays and I went, whoa, that's why. So we really did help her, don't get me wrong. But with a situation like that, if you're terrorizing yourself with negative thoughts and dumping in cortisol and adrenaline, that little bit of that extra inflammation, when you've got a hip replacement, which even if it wasn't a bad hip replacement, all implants are toxic 24/7. Did you get that? And guess what? You may have an implant or something here up in the shoulder or up in your neck, but the reality is you could have a problem down your pelvis and you'll never connect 1 and 1, because to make 2, it'll be 11, because you don't even know what's going on in your human body, because you're not supposed to know. So anyways, we were able to get that scar tissue broken down. So now she's back to swimming. She's walking properly, but she needs to stay on top of it, because the deal is she doesn't want to go back in and do the surgery again. Well, who would blame her? And nobody's taking responsibility. And I told her, I said, go see another surgeon and get a second and third opinion. But the problem is they want to see her x-rays. And as soon as they do, and they see the doctor's name, nobody says a word. Nobody's going to help her, because that would be a lawsuit. Do you get it? Yeah. Okay. The boys club. All right. Man's rules. Okay, so let's keep going. So whether we're talking about an ankle, hip, knee, spine, frozen shoulder, like I've got people that are calling me every day going, I have to go and get it. I'm bone on bone. And I will tell you, this is not a challenge, but we have people saying that all the time, and they don't go to surgery. And the reality is that if you have to go to surgery, wouldn't you like to know what caused that problem? What was the inflammation? What was the problem that actually is eating away your bones? What is destroyed your tissue in your body and made all these adhesions? And after the surgery, you're going to have these extra adhesions. And then guess what? More physical blocks cause more energy blocks. And if you don't have energy, then you're in big trouble to begin with, okay? So whether it's an ankle, hip, knee, spine, frozen shoulder, doesn't matter. We're made out of muscle and bone, okay? And guess what? All right? Bones are usually not the problem. It's the muscle that pulls it out. It pulls it out of place, then you're in pain. And what? You keep going back to doctors and not taking personal action, and they're going to cut something, and they're going to drug you with something. So understand that. Well, that's what they're trained for. They're not bad guys. This is what they were trained to do. Look, the human body is God's greatest creation. It is a self-healing mechanism, and you forgot that. You forgot that. You forgot it. You don't get it. And you know what? If you have any suffering going on today, whether it's emotionally or physically, then you don't understand. You do not understand one thing, and that it's teamwork that makes the dream work. Believing in yourself and having faith in your Creator and staying connected to your breath. That is the power. You have never even unleashed even 10% of your power. Your power is unlimited. You are a God, the God's greatest creation. And I need you to understand that. Look, I have people that come into me and they go, you know, and I get this a fair bit now, okay? If God or Jesus wants me to heal, then it will be so, Dr. Wolfe. And I'm going, you're kidding me, right? You're just going to sit there and wait for the bus to come, and it may not come. It is teamwork that makes the dream work. Listen, I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. But guess what? I know that I've got to do my part, and that means I've got to take massive personal action, and I've got to totally love myself, totally forgive myself. Totally forgive myself and totally love myself so I can totally care for myself so that I can have a total healing. It's not God's job. It's not Jesus's job. Where are we getting this from? You know what a woman said to me? And I have a consultation with her this coming week. So if you're listening to this, you know what she said to me? 4 years ago, Dr. Wolfe, Jesus healed my breast cancer. And I said, well, why are you calling with stage 4 breast cancer right now? Well, because I disrespected him. And I said to her, so, okay, hold on a second. So Jesus, and she said, I disrespected my creator and some other things. And I said, so hold on. Jesus healed you and Jesus decided to punish you. I said, wow, you know what? I don't want to talk about this anymore, but that's really some messed up thinking. All right? Jesus was total love. Okay? He was a warrior for goodness and he forgave everyone. So you must have him mixed up with someone else. And the God that you think exists with the beard and he's got a constipation problem because he's grumpy all the time, they made that up too. The God that created the whole universe, he's not even sitting in judgment of us. We were created out of total love. And guess what? Unless you want to totally love yourself, you're never going to have a total healing. So now we're booked for a 2-hour emotional counseling because now she gets it. She slept on it for a couple of days and she goes, oh my God, where did I get this from? I said, you got it where everybody else got it. It was dysfunctional belief systems because the church wanted to rule you, the system wanted to rule you, and now you're ruled by them because anything that God created isn't going to get cancer and hate itself that much. You are love. You are the goddess of everything, so heal yourself. If you have any questions, just write them down underneath the comments, and we'll be doing a Q&A tomorrow. And if we do have too many questions, we'll have a Q&A on Saturday and Sunday, but we will answer your questions. And understand something. I don't have all the answers because you are the answer. Have a beautiful day.